Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. And my name is Sonja Prince, and I am the practitioner this morning. And I want to invite all of you here and on Facebook and online on YouTube to join me in this meditation. And so if we just get ourselves comfortable, we want to plant our feet firmly on the ground if we can. We want to get into a relaxed posture and in our seating. And just relax our body. And let's just take in 3 deep breaths and really let it go, let it out as we move into our centering space. We just feel the warmth of this centering of our being in that perfect heart space of ours. This heart space is protected. It is safe and secure. It is filled with the divine energy that is within us, that is all around us, that acts on our behalf. What a wonderful feeling that is, to know that we have this divinity within us that is ready, willing, and able to act on our behalf for our highest good. So where I last left off with us in our meditation, we were out in the middle of an ocean. We were in the water. And we were surrounded by all of these mammals, dolphins, jellyfish, starfish, you name it, we were there with them. And we just floated along the water, allowing the waves to wash over us as one big community. And The sunlight was beaming on our face and on our bodies, renewing our souls, renewing the energy within us. And it felt good. And it brought about the joy and wonder of life. And we were happy. And as the waves just moved us effortlessly up and down, we just let everything melt away. Any problems, any constraints, all resistance to life itself. We chose to just let it fall away. And we moved into a state of consciousness that life itself is flowing, is moving, is connecting, is repairing, restoring our inner being and our outer being. As we allow the waves to move us closer and closer together. Closer as one existence, as one community. And we feel blessed. We feel blessed that we are able to share a space. Share in a space with all others. And as the dolphins sing to us and talk to us, and the sharks are delighted in our presence, offering their friendship, and as all the sea animals came about to see us in this space and to welcome us, it is a good feeling that resonates deep into our heart space. It is our divinity opening our eyes and opening our hearts and opening our minds to all that is possible. moment that all is possible. And so we sit in the stillness, in the quietness, in the calmness of these waves on the ocean. And we are open our divinity, our awareness of who we are is very open and very receiving. And as our seas are calm, our seas can become choppy, can become rough in life. But we know now that it's just a season. And that our awakening moves us to other levels in life, pushing us, comforting us, and preparing us for what is next. And as those seas and the waves begin to grow larger and larger, we are still above the surface. We are still together. We are still in the oneness of it all. And we see each other in a whole different light. And we just coast. We lay on our backs and we look into the sky. And we can see the heavens within our own divinity. We can see the heavens all around us, just as we see the stars and the sun and the moon. We are awakened, and we are restored. We are healed. We are refreshed, and we are full of love and full of life. And as these waves of goodness and a fruitfulness wash upon us, lifting us higher and higher and higher and higher. We find ourselves moving to a higher vibration, a higher level of frequency, a higher level of awareness as we approach the heavens of life. We approach our divinity high into the sky we go. Closer and closer as the waves push us higher and higher. We are now near the stars. And we can see them as clear as day. We can reach out now and touch those stars. They're right near us. And we can touch the moon. And we can touch the sun even. And we can touch the galaxies because we are in that space now. We are high in life, high in love, high in our divinity, high in our oneness. And we are together as one. As one. And we will just stay at this high vibrational level throughout our day, throughout our week, throughout eternity. Yes, yes, yes. It is wonderful. It is divinely appointed to us. And we accept it. And we know it. And we are good. So you can return now to this space, to this room. Open your eyes and enjoy the rest of the service. And so it is.
Thank you, Daryl. Daryl was getting in the zone. Love that. Beautiful meditation. Morning, everybody. I could just hit it, go right into it, but it would seem rather rude. See if I can move you from that beautiful space, that consciousness that Daryl created. Into the come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. Oh, we come together. Yes, we come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the love in each other. Look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Like she said, everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. Oh, my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. And over there. And back in here again. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. We are blessed. And it's Eileen.
Hey, good morning. Thank you, Al. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. How nice to see you here. And I know we've got some new faces. You want me to talk into this part? This part? Okay, I can do that. Kind of. Well, listen, good morning, everyone. And welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. Thank you to everyone joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube and here in our beautiful sanctuary. And it is such a gorgeous day. Don't you love the weather we've been having? Woo! My name is Eileen, and it is truly a privilege and an honor to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service. CSL Redlands is a new thought community living in ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind, which was created by and developed by writer and lecturer Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes studied truths from all the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths and developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into the world. CSL Redlands is an open and inclusive community honoring all people and every background, all races, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcome here, and we look forward to seeing you every Sunday, and other days too. You can just wander in. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is a world that works for everyone. If you are here for the first time, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, okay. Very good. We have 2 welcome packets, and somebody gets an IOU. I promise, and I fulfill these IOUs. It'll be coming. So you just have to, if you didn't get one today, please come back. You'll get it next Sunday. Now promise me. Okay. We know that you have a choice for your spiritual community, and again, we are delighted to have you visit with us today. A gentle reminder to silence your cell phones, put them away, so that you may enjoy the service more fully and completely. Next Sunday, is this an announcement for me right here? Next Sunday, April 30th, right after service, we will have 2 speakers who will discuss water conservation and recycling. Please, join us for a sweet and short presentation right after service. Snacks will be provided. Gotta love snacks. Now you all have the rest of the announcements in your bulletin. I encourage you to take these bulletins home with you, read these announcements thoroughly, memorize them. There will be a test next Sunday. All right. Thank you so much again for coming. I love seeing you all here.
Thank you, Eileen. Got new shoes, big honky shoes. There's only one answer. Whatever you say, whatever you think, what's the universe say? Yes.
the sound of the noise? Did you acknowledge your own life and your own divinity? Did you acknowledge the presence of God? Did you acknowledge the abundancy and the prosperity that you have? Did you acknowledge the health? Did you acknowledge all your family and friends? Did you acknowledge their love for you and your love for them? Did you acknowledge the love for yourself? And it is within this acknowledgement that life flows and flows and flows without resistance, without circumstance, without any negativity. It is what provides all that we need all the time. And so it is this acknowledgement and this gratefulness and the thankfulness of this day, of this moment right here, right now. There is no other place you need to be. You were brought here for a reason, and it's by no accident. And so we acknowledge your presence here today in this beautiful center where we acknowledge our divinity. We acknowledge moment by moment the things that matter in our lives. We acknowledge all who come here. We acknowledge all of our volunteers. We acknowledge Al and Gilman and the Dream Band and David. We acknowledge all of our volunteers that come here to make this center function, make it work. And we acknowledge all of you for sharing your love and your energy with us today. We're so grateful and thankful for that. And we acknowledge Sonja, our spiritual leader, for committing and giving her all to see this center become and continue to be, I say, a beacon of light and hope in this community, with all that she does, with the board members who are laser focused on this center being that beacon of light. And so we're grateful, we're thankful, and we just let it be and know, and so it is. All right, I have a wisdom reading also here. And it is from Adashante. She's the author, or he is the author. And it's called Emptiness Dancing, is the title of the book. And the chapter is chapter 12, and it's on love. And it goes, everyone is acquainted with the kind of love that is celebrated in songs, poems, commercials, and high school romance. This kind of love is beautiful, but I want to speak about love in its essence, in its most profound sense. Love is an important aspect of truth. Without love, there is no truth. Without truth, there is no love. Anyone who has been lucky enough to experience very deep and embodied love knows that love transcends all experiences and emotions. If you have experienced this love, you know that it is present even when you're not in the feeling state called love. If it is not real love, as soon as you fall out of the feeling state, you realize the feeling is all you had. It's like a car that just ran out of gas. That's not real love, the deepest love, the foundation of love. When you really love, you know that love transcends all experiences. For example, a mother loves her child even when the child is driving her up the wall. She knows that even in difficult times when she is upset, there is still love. If you have ever loved a friend, you know there is love even when you don't feel it, even when it is a difficult time. The deepest caring transcends all experiences. Of course, there are many different expressions of love, but when you point to an experience of true love, you know the love exists even in the absence of that experience. Every time you name it or say, this is how love is, or this is how love feels, you notice that it also exists in the absence of that definition. You can really get your hands around it and say, this is what true love really is, because it transcends that. It's kind of like a self. It can't be found. So you might say, I can't find a self, so there must not be one. And yet there is something that is awake and shining and conscious, even if that something is radiant nothingness. In the same way, love aspects of truth is always present when truth is present. This love transcends the ebb and flow of emotions. It is love that is always open. If you extract your openness, then love is dead. Truth is dead. This love is something that causes us to be deeply connected in some unspoken way. And it happens when we are really available, really open. Words neither amplify nor take away from it. When we turn our attention to that which is unspoken, there it is. There is a connection. Something beautiful, something intimate happening. When we are open in this unspoken way, we feel as though openness meets openness. And I have one other thing. I'm going to read our visioning statement. We visioned with the board last month. Our President Ed Torres, Vice President Holly, Secretary Sandra Blackman, and Treasury Audrey Nesrod. And Mark was there as well, right? And Sonja. And so this is what we came up with in our visioning. We visioned on new membership. And it says, what is God's highest idea for CSL Redlands new membership? And it goes, attendance abundantly flows as we surrender to gratitude and thankfulness. Seas of wealth and prosperity spill out into every crevice of our center. Sprouting our wings like a blue flower unveils its petals. Surrendering our ego and concerns to the divine oneness. Our power becomes the ambassador of light to all newcomers. Collectively, we demonstrate joy, peace, and prosperity in all its forms. That's our vision. So thank all of you. All right, and what do we have next? Mr. Al, thank you.
Thank you, Daryl. This is a world premiere, other than the time I played it for my wife a couple days ago. Questions, we all have questions, searching for direction. When things go awry, we all ask why, oh why. Questions, so many questions, looking for connections, someone who'll come to of the ideas of what should be and what should not. In quiet contemplation, in that still and gentle place, let go of all the questions and move beyond the pain and remain and remain. Answers and explanations, searching for demonstrations, but when it goes against the grain, I need something for the pain. Answers and explanations, posing as education, may be true or not, but they're all we've got. Or are they? Are they? So move into the quiet and release in meditation for a calm, unknowing mind allows for revelation, a glimpse of sweet perfection in a song of love that sings of the innermost connections behind and through all things. And so love sings, and so love sings, and so love sings, so love sings.
Our practitioner today, my husband, left a lot of stuff behind. I'll just move it, dear. Good morning, everyone. Isn't that the way it is? He talked about love, his beautiful invocation. He talked about, did you notice when you woke up in the morning? It just really touched my heart. So my name is Sonja Prince, and I'm the spiritual director here. And it is a pleasure to be standing up here before you and looking at all the beautiful faces. We have some little ones in here, some under 12s. Are you 12 yet? Yes. She's 11. She's in double digits. That's what my granddaughter tells me. She's 9, but her birthday's in August. So hi, Nyla, and hi, Zara. And she says, Grandma, I'm going to be in double digits. We're like, look out. So good morning, everybody, again. Okay, so did you know that it is almost May? Can you believe it? The year is just flying by. It is just flying by. So in April, we've been talking about vulnerability. And there's 5 weeks in April, so you'll hear about vulnerability again next week too. But so today it's about seeing and being seen. So seeing and being seen can be the greatest challenge, yet our greatest desire. So how do we do both? How do we deal with the greatest challenge? And how do we deal with that greatest desire to be seen and to see ourselves? I always like to start with some humor. And so this is a letter that a lady wrote to her son. And she says, "Dear son, I enjoyed seeing you so much recently. It made me realize how much I miss you. But I don't get lonely because I have some men friends who keep me company. I wake up with Charlie horse. I exercise with willpower and spend my days with arthritis and go to bed with Mr. Ben Gay." She goes on to say, "Things are not the same. Everything is farther away now than it used to be. It is twice as far to the corner, and they've added a hill, I've noticed. I've given up running for the bus because now they drive faster than I seem to be used to." She also said, "It seems too that they are making the stairs steeper than the old days, and I have noticed the smaller print that they use in the newspaper now. There's no sense in asking anyone to read it aloud. Everyone speaks in such low voices, I can hardly hear them. Even people are changing. They're so much younger than I used to be at that age. On the other hand, people my age are so much older than I am. I ran into an old friend the other day, and she has aged so much she didn't even recognize me. I'm writing this letter as I sit in front of my dressing table, and I just glance at my reflection, and confound it, they don't even make mirrors like they used to. Love, Mom." I like to start off with a little humor to just get us out of our, we come to service and I don't know about you, but when I used to go to service when I was a little girl and you had to be a certain way in service. So I just like to loosen you up a little bit if you have that same thing. If you grew up with that same kind of thing, don't talk in church. You better not be chewing gum. That kind of thing. So I like to also get stuff off the book back shelf and things like that. But this was in my office, and it says, "One love." One love. All different colors of the hands, but one love. So I like to bring that forward today. And we'll talk about love a little bit later. So like this lady in the letter for her son, have you ever felt things in your life were changing so fast that you couldn't keep up with it? Nobody except me? Things in our lives are changing so fast. Sometimes we can't even keep up with it. So we've been talking about our willingness to be vulnerable this month. And this lady was vulnerable with her son in this funny letter that I just read. Which in terms, when we're vulnerable and we have the willingness to be vulnerable, it can open up doors in our life to allow us to live out loud. And actually, I would say to open up to love, to open up to more love. Because when we are vulnerable, we're showing everybody who we are, or whoever we choose to show and be vulnerable with who we are. Like agape love is love for mankind. And then that Philippa love that is like Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. And there are two other kinds of love that I won't go into today, but just loving ourselves is a big one. As we change, like this lady in this letter to her son, as things change in our life, our mobility changes, maybe our eyesight, our hearing changes, but just as things begin to change in our life, it can be very difficult to deal with. But in A Course in Miracles, it says, "See the love of God in you and you will see it everywhere else, because it is everywhere else. So I'll repeat that. See the love of God in you, and you will see it everywhere, because it is everywhere. So we're still talking about vulnerability, and vulnerability is a key ingredient in our own personal transformation, as it creates an expanded awareness of what lies just below the surface. Just below the surface. Just within us. Just below the surface. Vulnerability also helps us to clean the lenses that we have been viewing the world through. Because we all have our own different perspective to everything. Our perceptions. I get that word tongue-tied all the time. Perception. Perspective. See, I do it all the time. We might be looking through the lens of when we were young and we were told to stay away from people that aren't like you. I don't know. I can't answer the question for you. But I know we might be looking through the lens of society that tells us to separate ourselves from this type of people or that type of person or that culture or whatever it might be. And I just have to commend David, our sound engineer, for coming up here last Sunday and speaking out loud what this Center for Spiritual Living Redlands, what we believe. And he talked about, yes, let's give him a hand. He spoke so eloquently and with such passion about wherever you are and whoever you are on your journey of faith, whatever you look like, it doesn't matter here. You are welcome here. I'm just paraphrasing you, David. But basically, that was the gist of it, and he was passionate about it. So we want you to know your soul is welcome here. You're in the right place at the right time. So thank you for being here, online and in person. So Ernest Holmes says in our Declaration of Principle that we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, the one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. That infinite self-knowingness of God has individualized itself as each and every one of us. Think about that. We are the individualized expression of the one of the one. So we get to put on some new glasses today. And the new glasses will allow us to be vulnerable because we're setting and building blocks of a thriving self, a thriving family, and a thriving community. We're building, how do you say that? Building blocks. So we're taking steps in the right direction. Science of Mind teaches that the universal principle of oneness. Now, oneness does not mean sameness, and I know I keep saying that. You are the individualized expression. It doesn't mean sameness. You don't have to be the same as that person or that person or that person. It doesn't teach us that. We can be ourselves and express just the way we are and who we are. As part of this manifest world, we each are our own unique configuration of the divine expression in this moment. When we are fully able to grasp this understanding, we can more clearly recognize that truth in others. So as I recognize that truth in myself, I can look at you, and recognize that same truth within you. I can recognize that God presence in each of you. And I can have that agape love, or that philippa love for you. Brotherly love, the love of humankind. Actually, all sentient beings. Right, Holly? So the demonstration of that right here in this center, because we have to put they say put your money where your mouth is, but what we say is you have to walk your talk, right? Right. So the demonstration of that was Gilman had put on Gilman and Friends, a beautiful concert for our brothers and sisters in the Ukraine. Let's give Gilman a hand for that. And all proceeds will go right to the Ukraine. We have 2 centers in the Ukraine, which has taken the opportunity to take the funds that we have sent and bought shoes for children for the winter time and jackets and whatever they need. But we don't attach ourselves to what someone is going to do with it. We just give it from our hearts, the love in our hearts. You ever seen somebody on this that asks you for money, and I used to think like this. I don't think like this anymore. But you feel an attachment to what they're going to do with the dollar that you gave them? Well, are you really giving it from that place? Are you giving out of some kind of obligation that you feel like you should? Because when we give from that place that is pure love, then we don't have to be attached to what the person does with the gift. It is just that, a gift. And yesterday was Earth Day. And I want to thank Iris Chu over there in the corner, sitting by David, for her vision, and she coordinated it beautifully. She selected speakers to do presentations here. We had three presentations inside. We had edible weeds or edible greens presentation. We had soil conservation presentation. And we had food preserving presentation about fermenting and how to preserve our food. As well as the volunteers did a beautiful job of creating a butterfly garden outside. So you'll see you'll see some plants that they put in yesterday. And the beauty of that was that there was a constant stream of people coming through to hear the lectures, to participate in the gardening outside. We even had a cleanup crew that went down this street here and picked up trash all along the center and in this vicinity. So, yesterday was beautiful. Iris, stand up so everybody can see you. Let's give her a hand. And let's give a hand for all the volunteers that came out to help. Because what we're building here is a community. What we're building, what we're saying out of our mouth when we say a world that works for everyone, and when we say, love for humankind, we're talking about community. We're talking about building something. And that's what we're building right here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Redlands. We are walking our talk. The demonstration is everything that I've spoken so far, and then even in the evening at 6 o'clock, we had another event that was a spiritual cinema. So we want to give Joe a hand for that, putting that together and getting all the volunteers. I know David was here, Holly was here, I know they were popping popcorn, and Ellen was here, and we had we had about 20 people show up for that. And these people are our community brothers and sisters. They don't necessarily come here for service on Sunday, but we're reaching out, we're extending our arms out to the community and saying, you are welcome here. What do? I know what I do. When I go to a town, and my husband was in the military, so we moved around a little bit. But what I started to do is the first place I would land was the Chamber of Commerce. And the reason I would do that is because the Chamber of Commerce they have their tentacles in the community. And then you can really find out where volunteerism is needed in the community and where you can help and be of service in the community. And that's why I would do it. And I would find out, I can volunteer over here for a food bank, or I can volunteer over here to bring clothes to shelter, people who go there to get clothes for the shelter. So that's what we're doing here. We're setting out our tentacles in the community to build community right here, to be the demonstration of what we talk about. Your soul is welcome here. So I want to commend Team CSL Redlands for being here and being present. So Jillian O'Connor says, when you let me see you, you give me permission to be seen. When you let me see you, you give me permission to be seen. And I saw that yesterday with the beautiful people coming in and out, and they were interested in what else we were doing, so we were passing out flyers and all kinds of things. And this is where we get our volunteers, and this is where we build our community right here. Boots on the ground. That's a military term, but you know what I mean. So it says, we cultivate love when we allow our most valuable and powerful selves to be deeply seen and known, and when we honor the spiritual connection that grows from the offering with trust, with respect, with kindness and affection. And Brene Brown said that in her book, Gift of Imperfection. So when people come here, we want to let you know that when you come inside this space with us, that you can trust us. We will respect you. We ask for respect in return. We will show you kindness. We expect kindness in return. It's a reciprocal relationship. And affection. We're not going to come up and hug all on you, unless you want us to hug you. But it is there if you need it. Sometimes someone just needs you to see them. Reach out a hand. There's a song, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. I won't go into it. That's just me. But sometimes people just need you to see them, to reach out a hand, to smile, to give kindness, to give respect. Sometimes they don't get respect when they walk through the door of their own home. But you are welcome here. You will be respected here. We will show you kindness. We ask for the same thing in return. It's not a one-way relationship. It's a two-way relationship. So how can we do both? See and be seen. So seeing others. In fostering communities where vulnerability and authenticity is nurtured, it is important to understand the role of personal reflection and responsibility. You have to reflect within. It is your responsibility, not mine. My responsibility is on me to go within and dig out the things that I need to dig out in order to love you. in order to respect you, in order to be kind to you. Because I might have not wiped my lenses. So it is an inside job. We need to see each other. But it's our personal responsibility. We talked about last week, peeling the onion of our own lives to pull out those things that may be blocking us or in the way of seeing someone else. Beauty, love, uniqueness, whatever it is. This something means saying, wow. Sometimes, if we get ourselves in the situation where we are not being kind to someone, I can look at myself and say, wow, I really messed up there. I need to reevaluate what triggered me, why I reacted in that way. That's an inside job. No one pushed my buttons. They may have pushed my buttons, but who put the button there to be pushed? Me. So, this level of vulnerability to be able to look at ourselves requires that we're willing to see life from a wide variety of angles and to understand how our thoughts, words, and actions may directly impact others. Sometimes we just have to say, I'm sorry. So we have to look and have examination, and we have to get rid of those old frames of references that might be limiting our belief systems or we might be carrying with us that we don't know. And I'm not going to belabor that. I talked about that too much already. But when we're able to do this for ourselves and we're able to see the beauty in ourselves, then we can see the beauty in others. So number 2 is seeing others. Seeing others does not mean seeing them as we think they should be now or in the future. We don't get to make that decision. We need to see them just for who they are. And then, number 3, seeing the space between. The interesting thing about vulnerability, when we allow ourselves to be seen, we invite others to do the same. This is an intentional action. It's an action word. So our call to action today is, we need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. For ourselves and uncomfortable with others. Because when we are uncomfortable, we still have work to do. If I'm uncomfortable sitting next to you and talking to you, then I still have some work to do. I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but I have to go in and get to the bottom of what that is so I can display love, so I can believe in what this thing says, that there's one love. It starts with me. Recognizing that place in me where God resides. Recognizing that place in you, that God in you. We say namaste. We say all kinds of things. But what I want us to really do is to believe in what we're saying, believe in what we're doing. Because if we're just giving lip service to it, I don't know about you, but I want the demonstration of it. I want the demonstration of it. And I'm seeing the demonstration here. So, this requires us to look at ourselves and others from an expanded view, seeing the connection that is present and the value of creating space for that connection to thrive. We want to create space for you here so we can build those connections and so those connections can thrive right here. And so we see each other. We see in each other the reflection or the manifestation of the everlasting life, and that each is an individualized embodiment of it. So we need to remember that the kingdom of heaven is already in us. We are in it. It is only as we are in harmony with it that we can awake to it. And Ernest Holmes says that in his book, Ideas for Living. And Louise Hay says, if I want to be accepted as I am, then I need to be willing to accept others as they are. Right? Right. So what can we do? We can reach out to our communities. We can come right here and volunteer. Participate in our activities. We have classes coming up. Eileen talked about they're in your bulletin. If you want to dive more deeper into yourself and find that love, that space where you know that God resides, or maybe you don't know, maybe you have forgotten. I take some calls and someone said, I pray and I get no answer. But Al sang a song this morning that says, that Spirit always says yes. Right, Al? I say a tender yes. It's so beautiful. So we can get into a community that provides us an opportunity for individuals to see and to be seen. And we can we can make small groups. We can have small groups in the community that allow us to talk about the things that we need to talk about. We have practitioners and ministers here that will sit and pray with you. If you need it, we are here for you. So I have one more story, and I'll finish up. And this is a story about a little girl on an airplane. And you know how you get on the airplanes and you try to, because like we fly Southwest. I love Southwest because it's open seating. And so, but you know, sometimes you see people with their kids and you're like, ooh, I hope all the seats aren't taken, so I don't want to sit next to that child. Because most of the babies on the airplane, they stay up screaming the whole time. So Scott Aubrey says this, and Al knows Scott. It says, tonight on my flight from Indianapolis to Baltimore, I sat across the aisle from an unaccompanied minor who was traveling to see her mother. With Southwest Airlines open seatings, anyone could have sat next to her. In fact, many people avoided her and her boundless energy during boarding. But finally, a couple occupied the two seats to her right. Within minutes, the young girl began chatting, and the couple likely realized that they wouldn't be relaxing on this flight. And they just rolled with it. As drinks were being served, the couple didn't even get a chance to voice their request because they were cut off by the young girl stating, I'll take water and a straw, and so will they, so we can paint. And they just rolled with it. Within minutes, the young girls had brought out her Hello Kitty paint sheets, and the couple spent the next few hours following her instructions. The man was covered with Marvel stickers. They were on his ears and in his beard, his arms, and everywhere. And they just rolled with it. The moral of the story is, there is good in this world. In fact, there is more good than bad in this world, if we just open our eyes to it. There isn't a script or instruction manual to love. You just roll with it. So just roll with it. And our affirmation that we're going to say together, and David, you have our affirmation. So just roll with it. Just roll with life. Just find that kindness and that love within yourself. And give that. I was listening to something on YouTube, and the lady said, "You want more love? Give more." So I'm going to say it to you. You want more love in your life? Give more love. Just roll with it. And so our affirmation is, today we say this together, I allow myself to see and be seen. I see each and every one of you. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. In my eyes, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my life, I have been searching for something, but you were my dream. You're perfect, you're golden, you're light, your love, you're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. When I breathe, when I swallow, caress, I feel. When I listen, I hear the most beautiful music out of nowhere. You're perfect, you're golden, you're light, your love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. La-di-da-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. When I'm sad, I'm dark, shallow and in doubt. When I'm trying my best to put one foot in front of the other, you're perfect, you're golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever, and
Don't get up yet, Al. They're clapping, but how many of you are going to accept what he just said? Yes. That you're perfect, yes, and that you're golden. What was the last quote?
You're light.
You're light, and that you are light.
Yes.
How many, I want to see by the show of hands, how many are going to accept this today, that you're perfect, that you're golden, and that you're light? You are the light in the world. Thank you, Al. Thank you, Al. Whew. I love it when a plan comes together. And believe it or not, I don't mess with the music. It just all just unfolds just the way it should. Now it's time for our conscious giving. So, I invite you to consider that the same portal from which you give from is indeed the same portal from which we receive from. There's a reciprocal relationship in the universe. So let's expand and become bigger and bolder givers so we may expand ourselves and become bigger and bolder receivers. So start by placing your tithes and offerings over your heart and affirm with me. Let's say this affirmation together. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. Daryl.
Thank you for giving, and thank you for receiving, and thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for believing. Thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing, and you are a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring, and bless you for your sharing. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being who you are.
And so I just invite you to stretch your hands forward. I bless these tithes and gifts and offerings, knowing that they are sufficient to cover the needs of CSL Redlands, which is a successful idea in the mind of God. How good it is to speak this word and know the truth right now, here and now, and together we affirm it and declare it by saying, and so it is. So I want to have stand up our practitioners and ministers. Stand up, Reverend Caitlin, stand up, Daryl. So this is and we have some that are out today, but this is the ecclesiastical arm of the church, which means that they will pray for you, they will know the truth for you, they will hold you in the highest light, that high watch, holy watch. They will hold you there. They will know for you until you can know for yourself. So please, if you have a prayer request, please see them after service. Please see them after service. Hey, Al, you know that song, I Release and I Let Go?
What?
Let's sing a little bit of it before I do the closing
Let me
prayer.
pull it up here.
So we're going to sing I Release. I don't know if you've heard it before.
This is in your key, Sonja.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the great grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. By faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. Ooh, and with this love that we're talking about, we know that there is one power and one presence, right? Everybody? That's God, the living Spirit Almighty, that lives, moves, and has its being in and through each of us, that has saw fit to come and land right here within me and within you. You are the unique, beautiful, individualized expression of that one power, that one presence, that one source. And what we want you to do is live that out loud. Let everybody know. Like Martin Luther King was shouting from the mall. Let everybody see the beauty, the light, the glory of Spirit within you. I can't do it for you. I can only do it for me. So I charge each and every person today, whatever you've been holding on to, whatever you feel that if there's any lack of limitation in your mind, your body, and your spirit, just let it go. You're here to love. You're here to show people. If I show people me and my love, that gives you license to show me yours. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Love. We are here to love one another. You are beautiful expressions of the one. You're here to love. And then we have this little saying that we call this our mantra. And this is true. This is true. David, do you have our mantra that we can put together and say? Let's say this together. This is our CSL mantra, and this mantra is for you. So let's say this together. Anything and everything that has heretofore blocked, hindered, deferred, denied, or delayed our highest and best good in regards to receiving our abundance and supply has no power and is released back to the nothingness from which it came, and is replaced with the truth that God is now as our divine source, supply, sufficiency now, health, prosperity, abundance, divine right relationships, and love is at hand now in my life and in your life. So let's say it together. And so it is. And so it is.
I used to think I'd always be alone, separate, misunderstood. I spend my days in quiet desperation. discovered the error of my thinking, the lie at the base of all my fears. So simple that it turned my world around. Oh yeah, shake that tambourine. Why did it take so many years? Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide